toilet paper. Hilarious music video, spoof, whatever you want to call it, but it was very entertaining, and I think our audience definitely enjoyed it. So we are here with Rosa Krystle Rose, actress extraordinaire. You want to take the show and let us know a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Rosa Krystle. You can call me Krystle. I'm of Puerto Rican descent. I live in New Jersey. I went back to acting about 10 years ago, and a year after being in, I became SAG and I made my name Rosa Krystle Rose, my actor name. My daughter's name is Krystle Rose, and that's the whole point of all this, to make her name a household name. So I'm very proud of my name. You can call me Krystle, like I said earlier. I'm so glad to be here. Not demand. Want to talk about that?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you can continue.
It was about, I think it was about the Ides of March of all days, 2020, which is right about when all this uncertainty began in everyone's lives. And I had to find something to keep myself busy, productive, and alive in my craft. So laughter is the best
paper was the
medicine.
logical
It's
choice.
definitely a time where we all needed to laugh.
Yeah.
So I happened to be home listening to YouTube on my desktop, and Just a Friend by Biz Markie came on. And all of a sudden, all these lyrics started rolling in my head about COVID and toilet paper and so on and so forth. So I started writing lyrics. I rewrote them and wrote them and rewrote them and fixed them and edited and removed. And we finally came up with the project.
That's right.
Yeah, like how was this like whole inception of this project? Like how long did it take from like you writing to you actually recording the song to
Coming up with a costume.
Yeah.
Are you speaking of the first costume where I'm a little scandalous? Sorry.
Done very well.
I wanted a costume that was clearly portraying the theme, which was toilet paper. So the costume is pretty much toilet paper rolls, toilet paper. All the rollers in my hair are empty toilet paper rolls. My top of the costume is a mask.
Yeah.
I mean, I just went to town. My earrings are toilet paper rolls, little ones. Okay, so from March 15th, it was a complete, diligent 6 months to put on film just over 4 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never done this before. It's my first original content ever. So I'm pretty proud about that.
Yeah.
Good job.
I thank you. I had written the lyrics, and being since I don't have any music experience, I thought, hey, the lyrics are great. Hey, I'm singing along with Biz Markie. Hey, this is going to work out great. But once I put the music to it, I had to go back to the drawing board and edit lyrics to match the music. So, finding certain words that rhyme with certain beats, not so easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know you as a dramatic actress. Did you find it challenging to do something a little more lighthearted and comedic?
I really did.
Yeah.
While a lot of people always tell me that I should do comedy because I'm just funny, I don't see it, and I appreciate their commentary, but I've never really delved into comedy. And like you said, I do portray a lot of dramatic roles, or I'm a badass cop, or I'm somebody who's angry, or whatever the case may be. So these roles come easy to me, but comedy was a little more difficult. I had to actually be like, okay, well, this isn't funny. And I researched some of the greats like Jim Gaffigan. I even went as far back as Richard Pryor.
Wow.
And I did some research with him, and I just kept researching and learning. And at the end of the day, I had a project. Now, finding a 2-man crew was a hard part.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did that work with COVID? Where was this shot? Was it in your apartment or a different location?
This was all shot on location as what is referred to Balcony Beauty, which is my home. Also, my email address is balconybeauty@AOL. We found all kinds of little locations, closed off here, dressed up there, set dressing everywhere. And we filmed pretty much on location. The exterior shots that you see are my balcony. The only time that we went out of my home was for the supermarket scene, empty shelves everywhere. That part of it we snuck because we didn't have the rights to be there, I guess you would say. We snuck outside, I believe it was a CVS or a Walgreens, and we just did it really quick. I went inside the lobby. I didn't, breach the perimeter interior of the establishment. In and out, pushed the card, sent my lines, went to my car, and we wrapped that shop.
But you know what, though? I really, truly respect guerrilla style filmmaking. Anthony and I, and even Stefan, all three of us know what it's like to be in like risque, film, get a shot done where you need it to be, because our film A Line Between All Things, and even Oath to Injustice, we filmed in like abandoned locations or places that like were nearly impossible to get any permits at. So as a filmmaker, that's, to me, like, that's a true filmmaker right there. A true artist, making sure you guys got what you needed for the project. And as far as you filming entirely mainly at your residence, a lot of filmmakers this year are using COVID-19 to get creative no matter where it is. And the fact that you're doing it, in your home, but you're creating something original and new for us to hear and see, it's amazing. And you should be really proud of that, because, like I said, too many filmmakers are afraid to like show their abode, or, they're too afraid to get that creative in such small spaces. It's, it's an interesting time. COVID has really brought the creativity out of people.
Yeah.
How many times did you find yourself disintegrating into laughter while filming this?
A lot of times. Also, practically to tears, because I just couldn't get it right. I'm not a singer. So it suited me and my lack of vocal and singing experience that it wasn't really singing. It was more maybe rapping, but not even exactly. But a lot of times we would just bust out laughing with a line, or the gentleman that worked with me, my director and producer, director John Damroth, producer Anthony Congiano. Props to both of these gentlemen, because not only are they wonderful friends of mine, but they really went beyond in the call of duty for me. What was I saying? So we had some wardrobe malfunctions.
Uh-oh.
So while I wasn't really laughing, those were my crying moments. The gentleman really enjoyed those.
Yeah.
I mean, when your costume is, put together with literal toilet paper and threads, it's doesn't stay on too well for too long.
And you were moving around a lot too in the video, so I'm sure it was tricky.
I didn't hear that last part. I'm sorry.
You were moving around a lot too in the video. It was very animated, so I'm sure it wasn't easy to keep it on.
I popped out. It was the first time in my life that I was really grateful that I was not very well endowed up top. So, but it was really fun. My bathroom, which is the whole shower scene and on the toilet bowl, is a shoebox. It's a literal shoebox. So the fact that we pulled off that it was this okay, and getting the camera in there, the equipment, the right angles, plus there's mirrors everywhere in my bathroom. This way I feel, while I live here, the appearance of bigger. It was really tricky, and therein came the talent of my producers and my director, and they did an amazing job.
Yeah, they really did do an amazing job. Whenever someone films in a small place, or places with mirrors or reflections, it is so challenging to avoid that, and it really shows the skill set of those cinematographers and those directors. So they did a really good job at portraying it. I mean, nowhere before was like seeing the flaws behind the scenes. You know, it was like it just seemed flawless. I was going to ask you, what do you find to be the most challenging part of this production? Like, what was the hardest part to get through?
I think the most challenging part was honestly the writing of it and getting it all to the music. For me, that was the most challenging part. It was no easy task. It really wasn't. Plus, I nicked my finger a lot designing the costume and sewing it and gluing it, and glued myself to the costume a few times,
Oh, God.
which was no fun. But I think it was honestly the lyrics, because you ask anybody who's well versed with music, knowledgeable in music with all their training and so on, and you could write the most amazing lyrics, but that's not how it works. It's got to go with the music.
Exactly.
That I feel was my most challenging. And I was also trying, another real challenge for me was I really wanted to get the big picture of COVID without so much as, without having it come out negative.
Yeah.
Because a lot of COVID is negative. I mean, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So here I'm trying to make something funny, and the facts of COVID, not funny.
One of the great things about the music video and about the lyrics in general, nowhere in it did I find it politically driven. And too many people, when they're trying to do something like this, it becomes a satire, and it becomes so heavy-handed that it takes away from the comedic value for a large portion of the audience. I think everyone that's living throughout this pandemic could relate to Not to Mend, because
it's starting again.
Not going to offend anybody. You know, it's relatable, it's funny, it's not offensive, and you know, you get to see a dance or two, and you know, you get to laugh a lot. So
I hope you all laughed.
I did.
I'm really proud of it. I've never done anything like this before, ever.
I wanted to applaud you as well, because earlier today we had Internment that showcased, which was a feature horror film directed by Sean Murray, which you play a supporting role in it that I thought was one of the memorable moments of the production. I'm going to do a Q&A with their production, but I haven't really reached out to set it up. So, and there's a lot of Q&As that did set up, so it kind of didn't happen. But I really want to applaud you there for your performance in the film.
Thank you.
And it's great. It shows your diversity as an actress, how you're doing comedy here, but in that film, you're doing intense drama. And just to throw you a question about that production.
Yes.
When you're in the process of such authentic emotions like that are depicted in the film, was it complicated to come out of such a dark place afterwards?
Yes. I can't believe you even asked that question. It's like you spoke to Sean. That, by the way, just to go back a second, that Brenda scene in the bathroom was shot in my bathroom. The same cubby bathroom.
But I'm realizing it now. I'm like, it does look familiar.
Yeah. So the Brenda role, sadly, and again, not because I'm no longer in that place, thank God. I was in a horrifically abusive relationship. Now, the character of Brenda is not dating. She is married to a narcissist, and he's a cop. So you've got this stereotype abusive cop, and then here I am married to him, and he's a narcissist. So at the time, I was dating a narcissist. So I didn't have to go far, you know, into the miser technique is what I used for that specific role to bring it out truthfully. However, I remember after we filmed, we did a couple of takes, and after we filmed, they're like, okay, cut, we got it. I ran to my living room. I couldn't come out. Sean said something, and I was like, I'll be right back. And I apologized, and I ran over to my computer, and I put on the volume as loud as I could, and I put on the song Whip Nay Nay. Whip nay, nay. And I listened to it long enough, and I just started going through the motions. I was still in my head in that terrible space, but it took me a little bit to get out of. So it was actually a learning process for me. That miser is no joke.
Yeah. I know a lot of actors and actresses who really go through the Meisner technique, and some of them can't come out of it, and they have to stop, or else they go to a place where they're so depressed. It's almost on a level of self-harm, especially with the method acting of like scenes that are violent or aggressive, stuff like that. So it really makes things more challenging. What's going on?
It was a dog chase, I think.
Yeah, behind you.
No. So yeah, I really seen like people over time. It really takes a lot of them, but it's worth the performance. It's great. I hope everyone got the chance to see that block, Internment. It's still up for people to view, as well as Not to Mend, which was hilarious, and I hope people get to watch that too. It's a great block.
And I loved
very funny.
It was mentioned already, Not to Mend, but I love how it's a serious topic, COVID, and you didn't like make light of it, but at the same time you highlighted the seriousness of it while making it funny though. And there's a fine line to it, and you nailed it between funny. Yeah, I thought it was great. It was accurate, it portrayed it accurately while highlighting the humor in it, and it was all.
You chose something that was funny about it, even though the actual topic itself is not funny.
Yeah.
I didn't understand you. I'm sorry. Bottom right guy.
Yeah. Stefan?
Yes, hi. Oh, hi, Stefan. I didn't notice. I'm sorry. Good to see you. I didn't hear what you said, sweetheart.
No, I was saying you basically took a topic that wasn't funny and found something funny about it and used that to make
that's wonderful.
So it's a good way of doing it.
I'm glad. We all need laughter.
We've been asking this to all the filmmakers that we've been speaking to, or artists. What's next, Rosa Krystle Rose? What is next for you?
I don't know. Well, working on another one of your films for certain, if you'll have me.
It's always a pleasure working with you.
Thank you for having me. Lovelock was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, we were hoping that if everything goes right, I would love to do an in-person event for Lovelock. I'm actually planning it early into the new year. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we can have like a Valentine's Day type premiere, which would be great. It's a it's a romantic film, and it's funny, and I think that would be a perfect time to release it. And I just want to have a real event. So hopefully all this stuff is kind of behind us by then. If not, we're going to have to figure something out, whether it's like a giant outdoor arena. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out, but we'll worry about that when it comes.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So, we hope that you continue to, get creative and write and continue. Maybe there'll be a sequel, Not to Mend, or who knows what it will be. Maybe it'll be paper towel edition.
What will she be wearing?
We're using wet wipes this time.
That thermostat that's a gun, I do a lot with that.
Yeah, that works.
Just yesterday, because my wheels are always turning. I am Jewish. I converted about 20 years ago, but Hashem. I listen to iHeart Broadway radio in my car. It just keeps me happy, and since I can't go to the theater, I can definitely listen to it, and that's my way of supporting that part of the arts. I was listening to Fiddler on the Roof, and the song Tradition. There's something brewing in my head. Audition, and I don't know where I'm going with it. But
future project.
Something, because auditions are a nightmare.
Yeah, that's scary.
So that's
auditions are scary.
My next.
Yeah,
a little nerve-wracking.
So if people want to reach out to you, Krystle, I think you already said your website, but what's the best way they can connect to you?
balconybeauty
Yes.
at AOL.com.
Perfect. Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, we want to thank you for your time and answering all of our questions. And we've been telling this to all the other filmmakers. If you want to jump on to other Q&As and ask questions about other filmmakers, or you want to jump on just a message to give your concerns about a topic we're discussing during a workshop, we always welcome other fellow official selections to join in the discussion. So
yeah, and now make sure to vote, everybody.
How would you do that? You just, if you know you're viewing an online thing, you just would message me saying, "Hey, just message me, Anthony, Stefan, whoever," and we send you the link to the conversation, just like I sent you today, and you'll be able to conversate with whoever we have on.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, but also, if you haven't had your base vote, I've been telling everybody, vote, vote, vote. We have hundreds of votes already put in for different films. So send it out. Let people know that all they got to do is go to Catskill Film Fest, and right underneath the block we're playing will be the polls. So if you haven't voted, vote now.
Yeah. And congratulations again, Krystle. Great work, and I look forward to future projects from you. Definitely.
That's wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank
all
you too for
me.
submitting. I appreciate it.
Having this wonderful festival. It's a little heartbreaking, if I may say so, that my first festival on my own merits is virtual, but
it won't be the last.
I'm so grateful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Said it will not be your last.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Definitely.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you as well.
God
Have
bless.
a good one.